Recently, I have made a lot of videos on content that is being added to Grand Peace Online in Update 5. However, one thing that I have not talked about is the potential that this update will not live up to the hype. A lot of people are disappointed in the current state of the game, and they argue that the game has not only become repetitive, but that it has strayed too far from what made it good originally. Now, let me make this clear before I begin talking about this topic. I am not agreeing with these people. I personally have areas of the game that I still find enjoyable, although I can definitely sympathize with the idea that the game is somewhat repetitive. One thing that I also have to address before talking about this topic further is the fact that although there are a lot of players who are unhappy with the current state of the game, there are a number of factions within this group that hate the game for different reasons. Some people think the public servers do not receive enough focus, and I've heard this perspective from YouTubers like ICDO, and then there are the other factions that argue that there are a lot of PvP revamps that need to be implemented in order to balance the competitive PvP side of the game, and there are a lot more different perspectives I haven't specifically mentioned here. Some of you are probably thinking, so what does any of this have to do with Update 5? Well, if Update 5 falls under these players' definitions of repetitive, then at least to them, it surely will not have lived up to the hype, if they were excited at all, to begin with. Furthermore, Update 5 is being developed under strange circumstances. The GPO devs are currently working on the Valentine's Day update and Update 5 simultaneously. I have heard people suggest that this may lead to one of the updates being rushed, or potentially leading to the devs becoming burnt out as they try to create content for two updates at once. Fortunately, I think the GPO devs are experienced and capable enough to not let the dual burden of two updates affect their ability to develop content that is both well made and fun. On the other hand though, even if the updates are of high quality in terms of visuals and scripting, it doesn't guarantee that it will be received well by the entire community. If the update ends up being generic and boring, it could alienate those players who are looking for something more unique and different. But this can easily be argued against, because the devs have already hinted at trying to implement new ideas like dungeons and more interesting bosses in future updates. Whether or not they'll actually go through with this is a completely different topic for another video. But I personally have hopes that they will at least try some new things and will create an update that is both refreshing and enjoyable. Although that could just be the optimist in me talking. On top of this, even if the majority of the update is boring, at least the new fruits will be interesting. I personally think Update 5 will live up to my expectations. However, I can understand where people are coming from when they express doubt about it. I mean, some of the reasons I just mentioned do, at least at face value, seem like real genuine criticisms and reasons for not believing that this update will live up to the hype that's been generated. In the end though, it's up to you to make up your own mind on whether or not you think the update will live up to your own hype and expectations for it. And on top of this, none of us are going to know anything until the actual update drops. Right now, it's all just speculation. However, I do think it's important not to get too excited for the update, but also not to immediately write it off as failure without even seeing what it has to offer. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day, evening, whatever time it is, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.